What is community? It's Friday Night Lights with laughter as post-game commentary. It's fun runs, fun rides. It's passing the boot for local heroes. And it's breaking ground for groundbreaking startups. This is what makes a community. And it's what makes a community bank. It's fertile financial resources turned back into local soil. Here's to people helping others thrive. This is community banking. D.L. Evans Bank, since 1904.
You can't make summer stand still, so make the most of every last second with a new Toyota at Toyota's National Sales Event.
During Toyota's National Sales Event, discover our wide variety of fuel-efficient electrified vehicles. Toyota, let's go places.
Some days, I choose the most difficult trail. I test my limits.
Taking the hard path isn't always easy, but I know it's the right way.
When I get done with my ride and I look back at what I've just accomplished, I feel amazing.
It takes courage and determination to do hard things.
But you can do them.
Quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
It can be a lot, trying to figure out how to make it, how to dream big and to wonder, what if? Because no matter where you are in life, if you don't know what's possible in Idaho, it's hard to keep asking, what if? Which is exactly why Next Steps Idaho was created, with everything from smart tools that help you figure out careers you might be suited for, to training and education options for you. So keep asking what if at nextsteps.idaho.gov.
Community. Is it defined by where you live? Or is it something more? A deeper connection. The experience of being welcomed and the feeling that no matter where you're from, 1904.
Good afternoon and welcome into this IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of Magic Valley Game Night presented by D.L. Evans Bank. Today's game is also brought to you by our major advertising partners, Project Filter, Valleywide Cooperative, the Idaho Transportation Department, the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare, Next Steps Idaho, and your local Toyota dealers. Brandon Baney with Josh McGauley inside the broadcast booth. That is the opening kickoff from the Beavers, Game 3 of the 2022 Rocky Mountain Rumble. It is the aforementioned Beavers taking on the Minico Spartans. Both of these teams have played. First time we've seen that today. Beaver checks in with 2 games under their belts. They're 0-2, though. A 22-21 loss to Kanab. And then a 35-14 loss to Grantsville last week. Meanwhile, for Minico, they opened in week 0 last week with a 40-21 victory over Thunder Ridge, a Class 5A school. So it'll be Minico starting 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Carson Wayment takes over as the new starter for Minico at quarterback this year, and he will start with a handoff left side. This is Joseph Terry. So the Minico backfield in this wing T offense has what we call the law firm. It's Bendelay, Garza, and Terry at law.
Bendelay.
So Terry on that first carry. That rhymes.
Terry with that. Oh, man.
Downright scary. That's a gain of 8.
We got a lyrical genius over here.
So 2nd and 2. Wayment back to pass. Has time. Rolling out. Slings. And it is just beyond the outstretched fingertips of Riker Stimson, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 3rd down and 2. So, again, we talked about Minico 1-0 on the year. 40-21 win over Thunder Ridge last week. And we all know Minico loves to run this wing T offense, but they were actually pretty balanced in the win last week. 278 yards rushing, 210 yards passing. This play, though, goes nowhere. JT Garza brought down in the backfield by a swarm of Beavers defenders. Loses a yard on that carry. It's now 4th down, and Minico will have to bring the punt team out. So Beaver with a strong 3-and-out to start here defensively. John Marshall in his 6th year as the head coach at Beaver. But as we said, they're 0-2. And, they've had a recent run of success. State championships, most recently in 2016, 19, and 20. So not that far removed. Fair catch signaled for and caught down on 2 knees. Nicely done by the Beaver return man, Bodie Wheatley, the sophomore. And now we'll get to see this Beavers offense. It'll be 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line. They're led by Titan Fales. He's completed 57% of his passes this year for 204 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. This is a team that also likes to run the ball. They also run the wing T, triple option attack. So this could be a quick game today, Josh.
Yeah, not too often you see the wing T option in high school. That's more of a, was it Georgia Tech that runs it? Right?
Used to. I think they got rid of that coach. They'll start on him. But yes, you're right. A couple of years ago. First down carry off the left side goes to Bentley Bradshaw. And there's a lot of guys with the same last names on this Beaver roster. You'll hear a lot of Bradshaws today. You'll hear a lot of Albrechts, some Hollingsheads. And I said, are these guys brothers? And the coaches looked at us and said, well, they're all pretty much cousins.
They're cousins.
So that is a 3-yard carry for Bentley Bradshaw on first down. Makes it 2nd down and 7. They'll give to Bentley Bradshaw again, trying to cut up the right side, but a good stop made by Nick Gibson of Minico, and it's a gain of just 2. This Minico defense might be one of the best in the state of Idaho. And this Minico team in general, they bring back 33 seniors.
That's insane.
On this year's team that all saw time as juniors a year ago. And that linebacking trio for Minico of Brevin Trankel, Nick Gibson, Finn McCaffrey might be the best group of 3 linebackers in the state. They are that good. And Gibson was the guy who made that last tackle. 3rd and 5 now. Hard count by Titan Fales, trying to get Minico to jump. First pass attempt of the day. Fales rolling out. Now in trouble. Steps up, avoids the rush. Will take off and run. And lunging for the first down. I think he got it.
I think he did too. Depends on the spot, but I'm almost positive he got that. Yep, there they signal it.
It'll go down officially as a 5-yard run for Fales, but by the time he got done scrambling, that was closer to about 20 yards of actual, running around. Meanwhile, we're down to 9 minutes to play in the first quarter. All knotted up at zeros. Opening drive of the game here for the Beavers after Minico went 3-and-out very quickly on their opening drive.
Yeah, the first game that we did this morning, there would have been 30 points scored at this time.
Seriously, yeah. We've had a couple of shootouts in our first 2 games today. This one might be more of a defensive affair, although breaking it to the outside is Bodie Wheatley all the way inside the 20, still pushing the pile all the way down to the 13-yard line. That is a gain of 27 and a first down.
Wow, great run by Wheatley. He found that cut to the outside and took it. And that's what that T-bone offense brings. There's so many options that you could run off of that. And it opens up something, and that's what it opened up. So great job from Wheating to get that gain.
So Wheatley on the carry for a gain of 27. Makes it 1st and 10 for Beaver with the ball at the Minico 14-yard line. They're in business. This is Aiden Bradshaw. First carry of the day. Made a man miss and takes it into the end zone for a Beavers touchdown.
Wow.
So from 14 yards out, Aiden Bradshaw on his first carry of the game. Makes it 6-0 pending the PAT. Well, that didn't take long for Beaver.
Yeah, I think we spoke the scoring into existence. We'll take it, huh?
Yeah. They say, hey, just because we run the triple option doesn't mean we can't put up points quickly. So point after try now for Santiago Amezcua.
Nice job.
I worked on it, just like the players. You got to get your reps in, and Amezcua knocks it through. So 7-0. Quick strike by Beaver, 8:09 to play. First quarter of action. We'll be back right after this break. You're watching Magic Valley Game Night and the 2022 Rocky Mountain Rumble on IdahoSports.com.
Your job is planning, planting, harvesting, and to be on call 24 hours a day. Our job is to make sure you have the resources to keep doing it.
D.L. Evans Bank. This is community banking.
Back at Bobcat Stadium in, I almost said in Madison County, Rexburg. We're at Madison High School. Second year in a row that the beautiful facility here. And we walked out on that turf now like 4 or 5 times today, and it's just really nice on the feet.
I want to go take a nap on it.
It's good.
It's carpet.
It is a one-of-a-kind facility. Second year in a row that Madison is hosting the Rocky Mountain Rumble after it was in Holt Arena in Pocatello for so many years. 7-0 Beaver lead on a 14-yard touchdown run by Aiden Bradshaw. And another kick that goes through the back of the end zone for a touchback. And so now we'll see Minico get back to work offensively. It was a very quick, very surprising 3-and-out to start for the Spartans on their first drive.
Yeah, like you said earlier, this team is a fast-paced type offense. They also run that T-bone triple option type, and they're looking to do the exact same thing that Beaver did. So I'm expecting, big runs and holes open in this defense.
Minico went undefeated during the regular season last year. Got the number 4 seed in the playoffs because of the Max Preps ranking. He's actually the number 3 seed. And then they lost to Valley View in their first-round contest, so they ended the year 9-1. The one loss came at the worst time as they pitch out here to JT Garza off the right side, and Garza is able to pick up a couple.
Yeah, and Beaver, they were 11-2 last year. So these two teams are very, very well on offense and defense, and they looked really good last year. So they're trying to do the same thing this year.
So Minico comes into this season with a bit of a chip on their shoulder because of that first-round loss to Valley View, and Beaver the same. They will hand off inside this time after the 5-yard gain by Garza. It's Garza getting the carry again, taking it for a gain of 9, and a Minico first down up to their own 34-yard line.
Yeah, Garza's the one that had a really good receiving year last year, if I remember correctly. He was really the only one because they do a T-bone offense.
Well, and even last week he caught 2 touchdown passes. One went for 67 yards. So, yeah, he's definitely multi-dimensional. 1st and 10, Wayment back to pass, feeling the heat, throws on the run. That is caught. That's the tight end, Dominic Soto, making the grab across the 45 up to the 47-yard line. And that is a gain of 14 to Soto and a first down for Minico.
Yeah, great throw right there. The quarterback on the run. I love left-handed quarterbacks. Left-handed shooters in basketball, left-handed quarterbacks. I just love lefties.
Did you know that did you see what hand I'm holding the pen in, Josh? I also am a southpaw. Here's a handoff to Joseph Terry off the left side. Terry is going to be 1 yard shy of the first down, so that's a 9-yard gain for Joseph Terry. And again, I've called it the law firm. It's Bendelay, Garza, and Terry for these 3 wing backs for Minico. They all bring different skill sets to the position, right? They're not plug-and-play guys, but they all complement each other so well, which is what makes this offense so tough to combat. It's going to be a off-tackle play this time for Garza, the 40, the 35. Knocked out of bounds around the 33, and another Minico first down.
I love that play. That was just a simple handoff to Garza, who was just set onto the left side of that formation and took it right outside and got the corner. So good job by Garza.
Takes it to the 31. Another gain of 14 on the carry for Garza. 1st and 10 for Minico. Ball at the Beaver 31 inside counter. This is Terry. Lowering the shoulder to the 20, carrying a man to the 15-yard line. Joseph Terry rumbles ahead for a gain of 17 and a Minico first down.
We talked about a little bit, just you and I, before the cast, and their head coach is really young, and it's really fascinating to me that a young head coach would like to run a T-bone offense. You don't see that too often. You usually see, let's go, throw it deep, fast-paced. Motion offense. Oh, that play's coming back. I didn't see the flag.
False start on the offense.
I didn't see a flag on the play at all.
I didn't either, so not 17 yards for Terry.
But it was a great play either way.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, you talked about Keelan McCaffrey and how young he is. He is a graduate of Minico High School, I believe 2013. So very young. Another false start by Minico will move it back 5 more yards. So how young is Keelan McCaffrey?
28.
His little brother is on the team.
Yeah.
Finn McCaffrey, the great linebacker. I was like, could you imagine coaching a team and your little brother's on the team?
That's awesome. I mean, good for him. You don't ever have that kind of story.
No, that doesn't happen very often. But and Coach McCaffrey, all he's done is win since he took over the Minico job 3 years ago. Wayment floats it downfield, looking for Terry, broken up. Good coverage that time defensively in the secondary for Beaver. That was Luke Robinson, the junior, in coverage.
Yeah, and for their quarterback, you had a better option with Blackburn. He was a little bit more open, but he won the deeper option, the option to get a touchdown. But Blackburn was open for I think it was a first down.
So it'll be a 2nd down and 20 for Minico. Terry swallowed up. Cutler Matheson coming through to make the stop for the Beavers. That's a loss of 2 for Terry. And it's 3rd down and 22 now for Minico. So penalties have really backed up Minico.
Yeah, we've seen some great defensive linemen in the 3 games we've done so far.
3rd down, they will give on an inside counter across the 35 up to the 33-yard line. First carry of the game for Japheth Bendelay. Bendelay is able to pick up 7, but it's still 4th down and 12.
Yeah, Bendelay last year had over 1,000 yards, 13 touchdowns, average about 8 yards a carry. So he definitely can be our workhorse for him.
Well, but you just said it, 8 yards a carry?
Yeah.
He doesn't have to be the workhorse.
No.
Even if you give it to him 10 to 15 times a game, there's a good chance.
80 yards, 90 yards a game.
Yeah, I mean, he's right there. So 4th down and 12. Minico will go for it. Wayman out of the shotgun this time. Rolling out on the run, throws too high. Incomplete. Minico turns it over on downs. Looking for JT Garza down the field. And so Minico turns it over on downs, and they'll give the ball right back to Beaver. 4:43 to play in our first quarter of action. It is a 7-0 lead for the Beavers as they get the ball back here.
The Beavers.
That's right. I was trying to think in Idaho if there's any teams like that, but there isn't. They'll start with a handoff left side. Windmilling as he runs. That is Tavin Hollingshead with his first carry of the game for Beaver, and Hollingshead picks up 6.
Yeah, the handoff was almost a little too far off. The Hollingsworth was lined up a little far out wide, but they got the ball to him, and nice game of 6.
So Hollingshead picks up a 6-yard run, 2nd and 4. They'll give up inside, and Brevin Trankel says hello and good night. Oh, my goodness. Brevin Trankel comes through the line to blast the Beaver ball carrier that time. That was Aiden Bradshaw.
Wow. That's a way to make a statement in the first quarter right there.
Generously, it's a 1-yard loss. Wow. Trankel blew him up and really sent him back. Brevin Trankel played. We'll talk about it in just a second. 3rd down and 5. The out route complete to Cutler Matheson, the tight end. They needed to get 5 there on 3rd down. They end up picking up 11. So Fales finds Cutler Matheson, the tight end, for 11. And a first down at the 48-yard line of Minico. We'll actually call it a gain of 9. So Brady Trankel, his freshman year, played quarterback for Minico. His sophomore year, he moved to running back. Last year, he played strictly defense because he broke his arm or broke his hand. He was playing with a big club on his hand all year long, which can be effective when you're a linebacker and you're whapping people with it. And in the process, they discovered that Brevin Trankel's pretty good on defense, and he's gotten some interest from colleges, and so he's continued to just focus on that defensive side of the ball. As the carry goes for 8 yards there by Bentley Bradshaw of Beaver. And so they've discovered that Brevin Trankel is a really good defensive player, and he's one of the best linebackers, as we said, in the 4A ranks. This is another handoff for Aiden Bradshaw. Needed 2. Ends up picking up 8 for a Beaver first down. It's 1st and 10 for the Beavers now at the Minico 36-yard line. And making the matter more delicate is Brevin's father, Brady Trankel, is the athletic director at Minico, but he's also the boys basketball coach. And like the Trankel name in the Magic Valley, it's a basketball family. You know, I talked to Brady last year, and he said, you know, Brevin was a little apprehensive coming to me saying, like, Dad, I want to pursue college football, not basketball. And Brady's like, I think that's great. You know, you didn't have to be, you know, nervous to come tell me that, and let's go ahead and try and find a good match for you. So all's well that ends well, and you know, there's going to be a lot of eyes on Brevin Trankel as the season goes along. Another handoff, this time Aiden Bradshaw takes it for a gain of 4, and it's 2nd and 6.
Yeah, you know, and a lot of people are going to tell him he's a little undersized or maybe not too strong as all the rest of the linebackers. But, man, if you hit a hole and get a linebacker or a hit on a running back, that's all you need. That's all coaches are looking for.
He's a muscular guy.
Yes, he is.
I wouldn't mess with him. This is the first carry of the game for Tate Gale, a 6'1 junior for Beaver, and Gale is able to pick up a yard. So it's going to be 3rd and 5 now for Beaver. Ball is at the Minico 31-yard line with 1:50 to play in a fast-moving first quarter. It's 7-0 Beavers with the lead. Can Minico get a stop here on 3rd down? Fails with 2 backs behind him. Will give on a counter edge play right side to Wheatley, and Wheatley is strung out short of the first down marker. Needed 5. It looks like he got 4. It'll be 4th down for the Beavers.
Yeah, here comes a big play already in the first quarter. You know, 4th and they're calling it 2. 4th and 2, we're definitely probably going to be a run.
You know, based upon what we've seen so far, they've thrown 1 pass.
Yep.
They completed it. It was that 9-yard out to Cutler Matheson. But here we go, 4th and 2 for Beaver. They've got to get to the 26-yard line of Minico for the first down. Up the middle, didn't get it. Who else but Brevin Trankel leading the charge for the Spartans on defense?
Wow.
Absolutely stood up was Aiden Bradshaw. Needed 2, he got 1, and then Trankel and company said hello and pushed him back. So Minico gets the turnover on downs. Can they take this momentum and get it going on offense?
Yeah, the defense did their job, and now it's time for the Minico offense to do something. So I don't think they've really had a really good drive yet so far in this game.
Penalties hurt Minico on that last drive. 51 seconds to play here in the first quarter of action, and here comes another flag out and another false start here on the Spartans.
Yeah, that was a weird, really weird snap. And so,
and again, our referee is mic'd up, which is kind of cool, but at the same time, it's been a windy day here in Rexburg today. So when the referee turns on the mic to make the call, all I hear is that's all people listening at home are just like, what the heck was that?
What is going on?
Yeah, that was my imitation of the wind blowing. High snap. Wayment on 1st and 15 takes it ahead for a gain of 7, where it'll now be 2nd down and 8. So Wayment on the QB keeper that time.
Yeah, he lowered his shoulder to get that extra yard, but if I'm the head coach, please don't lower your shoulder anymore. We always want strong contact, but I need you.
Yes, and Wayment, the Minico coaching staff believes can give Minico that kind of diversity in the passing game that hasn't been there the past couple of seasons. 2nd and 8, handoff to Bendelay, and Bendelay kept it going, and because of that, is able to pick up 10 yards and a Minico first down.
Yeah, Bendelay showing his lower body strength, his balance to get that first down. Great run by him.
Balance by Bendelay. I like it. And that's the end of the first quarter. We're going to talk to the marketing team and step aside and take a break. Through 1, Beaver 7, Minico 0. You're watching Magic Valley Game Night and the 2022 Rocky Mountain Rumble on IdahoSports.com.
A hit in the morning, another between class, after school, and more before bed. Vaping sucks you in quick. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems everyone's talking about. That's why thousands of teens are ready to take back their life their own way with My Life, My Quit. When you sign up with us, you'll get a free and simple quit plan that makes it easier to stop vaping. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
Welcome back to Bobcat Stadium here in Madison. Magic Valley Game Night on IdahoSports.com.
Brewster Cheese is the largest manufacturer of Swiss cheese in the United States. They produce more than 100 million pounds of award-winning all-natural Swiss cheese each year. Plus, they love what they do and, of course, love to make it Swiss. Yeah, they know they're cheesy. They also love supporting the local community and wish the Minico Spartans the best of luck in today's game.
Yeah, I was amazed when I heard that because like you, I'm a transplant from another state. I'm from Montana. So when I first heard Brewster Cheese is like the Swiss cheese king, I was like, wow, that's kind of cool actually. That's really cool. That last play for Minico also pretty cool. Bendelay took it for a gain of 4 to make it 2nd down and 6 as we start the second quarter of action here. Wayment back to throw, completes, somehow threads the needle through 2 defenders, hits Garza for a 1st down. Needed 6, got 9 on the pass. And so Wayment, with just his 2nd pass completion of the day, goes to Garza for a 1st down. It's now 1st and 10 Minico. Ball is at the Beaver 47-yard line. Inside handoff. This is Bendelay carrying defenders across the 40. And they may mark him right at the 40-yard line. That's exactly where they'll spot it. That is a gain of 7 to make it 2nd and 3.
Yeah, Bendelay with another impressive run and another gain of about 7 to 8 yards. So he's right up there with his average.
Just doing what he does. 2nd and 3. Wayment with the pump fake. Rolling out. Has a man. That's Garza. Caught at the 15, the 10, and down to the 9-yard line. 31-yard connection and a Minico 1st down.
What a play design right there. You know, it was a play action, and that's always going to bite you when you have that triple option. And Garza with a beautiful route to get in and make that catch down at the 9-yard line.
How open was Garza? You were pointing, Josh. People can't see it because we're in the booth, but yeah, you were pointing like, yeah, Garza.
Yes, he was wide open.
Wayment saw what you saw, so that's a good thing. 1st and goal for Minico now from the 9, down 7-0 with 10:15 to play before halftime. Handoff this time to Joseph Terry, brought down back at the 10, so that loses a yard. Charging through on the tackle was Trayson Brown. He's a senior 2A lineman for this Beaver team.
Yeah, Brown got through that offensive lineman pretty quick and got him in the backfield for at least the 1-yard loss they're going to give him. So.
And Minico, you know, these wing T offenses they sub in the wide receiver on every play, and he'll come in with the play call. That's typically how that works. So we've seen that on both sides today. Wayment drops the ball, bailed out by the false start call. Otherwise, that is a fumble and possibly a Beaver recovery. But Minico says we'll take the penalty, avoid the turnover, and it'll now be 2nd and goal from the 15-yard line.
Yeah, I think bailed out is the right words because that fumble was recovered by Beaver.
I mean, it bounced out of Wayman's hands, and there was 2 Beaver defenders right there. So
it's the only time the coaching staff welcomes a false start.
2nd and goal from the 15. They will fake the handoff right. They'll go left instead with Terry for the pylon. No signal yet. Out at the 1, they'll say.
But he fumbled the ball, and if it went into the end zone, isn't that a touchback?
Only in the NFL, I think.
Is it not here?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, sorry.
Or they're going to say he was out of bounds before
he fumbled
it forward. Either way, gain of 14 on the carry by Terry.
Yeah, the coaching staff is signaling a touchback.
Well, we've got the big screen here at Madison, but we're not going to get a replay. 3rd and goal from the 1. Wayment pushes it in for the QB sneak. And the Minico touchdown. So how about that?
Wow.
Bendelay, Garza, and Terry do all the heavy lifting just to get it down to the 1 so Wayman can get a cheap 1-yard touchdown. Of course, they're all, they'll joke around about that. Darn quarterbacks always hogging the glory.
They always want the 1-yard rush, don't they?
Jorge Solorio on for the point after try. When he's not kicking, he moonlights as a defensive lineman.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
Yeah.
He's a big kicker. Oh.
Now a bobbled snap. This is the holder. Paxton twists. Just going to have to throw it to the end zone, and will throw it incomplete. So 2-point try, no dice. But Minico on the board. It's now 7-6 Beaver with 8:48 to play here before halftime. We'll step aside, take another break. You're watching Magic Valley Game Night and the 2022 Rocky Mountain Rumble on IdahoSports.com.
What is community? It's Friday Night Lights with laughter as post-game commentary. It's fun runs, fun rides. It's passing the boot for local heroes. And it's breaking ground for groundbreaking startups. This is what makes a community. And it's what makes a community bank. It's fertile financial resources turned back into local soil. Here's to people helping others thrive. This is community banking. D.L. Evans Bank, since 1904.
Back at Bobcat Stadium in Rexburg, home of the Madison Bobcats. We'll see them tomorrow night in the finale of the Rocky Mountain Rumble when they take on
Tooele.
Yes, the Tooele Buffaloes.
Not Tool, Tooele.
Tooele. You're learning.
I'm getting that Utah language.
This is our third game of the day. The first two have gone to Utah schools as Solorio sends this one to the end zone for a touchback. In our first game today, it was South Summit defeating Marsh Valley 47-13. And then in our last game, it was Layton over Lewiston 41-28. And Minico trying to get Idaho on the board here. They're the first team we've seen today that actually has played a game. For Lewiston and Marsh Valley, today was their season opener. And, of course, all the Utah teams here, this is game number 3 for them. They start the season, their first week of games was on August 12th. And they do that because the postseason is a little bit longer as well. It's a little more drawn out of a process. 1st and 10 for Beaver from their own 20. Aiden Bradshaw, nowhere to go, is only able to pick up 2. So typically, these matchups at the Rocky Mountain Rumble favor the Utah schools because they've been playing and practicing quite a bit longer than the Idaho teams. Our final game tonight, 8 o'clock kickoff, will be the 2-time defending 4A champs in Idaho, the Skyline Grizzlies, up against the Stansbury Stallions from Stansbury Park, Utah.
Oh, wow.
Toss play right side, look out. Nick Gibson blows up the play in the backfield, and Bentley Bradshaw is going to lose 4 yards on that carry.
Gibson shot in there like a bullet. He read that play all the way and shot it there from his slot cornerback position. What a play from him.
Like a heat-seeking missile. I'm telling you, these 3 linebackers for Minico, Gibson, Trankel, and Finn McCaffrey, the younger brother of head coach Keelan McCaffrey. They are so talented. 3rd down and 12 now. Fails, back to pass, on the run, throws, caught at the 30. Knocked out of bounds into a Minico coach. The coach pops up all right, and meanwhile the reception is made by Luke Wolf, the junior wide receiver. His first grab, and on 3rd and 12, that is an 11-yard gain to Wolf. And now it's 4th and 1, and Beaver is thinking about going for it here.
Yeah, I think we do the same thing. Go for it.
But they're at their own 29-yard line. If you don't get it, you're handing Minico a very short field. But obviously, Coach Marshall confident in his team's ability to get this yard. Or maybe it's a hard count.
It might be a hard count. You're right. But I want to see a QB sneak right here. Just go right for it. No trickery.
Fails out of the gun. They will fake the handoff. And
they got him.
Wow, they got Minico to lean. I'll be honest, I didn't see it, and Minico fans are kind of yelling the same thing, but
usually they call encroachment when like you see an actual defender stand up and move across the line. Yeah. I saw a jerk reaction, but I didn't see anybody go across the ball. But I also don't have a great angle from where I am. But
yeah, well,
they got the call, Beaver. That's what they wanted.
So, fresh set of downs after because they were ready to call the timeout too. So, it would have been a punt. 1st and 10, though, new life for Beaver, and same old, not much doing on the ground, as leading the charge that time on the tackle was Stockton Chandler for Minico, coming over from the cornerback position. It's just a gain of a yard for Bentley Bradshaw. So 2nd and 9 for Beaver. We're down to 7 minutes to play here in our first half. It's 7-6. The Beavers lead by 1. Minico scored on a 1-yard quarterback sneak by Carson Wayment. Play action, 2nd and 9. Fails, lets it fly. Catch is made for a gain of 3 by Bentley Bradshaw.
I thought I saw the ball just barely nick off the ground, but obviously the referee had a better angle than I did. So they call it a catch for what, a gain of 2, 3?
Yeah, I think a gain of 3, and we're going to, we'll say 4, because it's now 3rd and 5. So officially a 4-yard gain. Titan fails his 3 for 3 passing tonight. He just, he doesn't throw the ball a ton. Fails, back to pass again, and he says, oh yeah, I don't pass much, look at this. And then Stockton Chandler says, oh yeah, look at this. He ends up popping Bodie Wheatley after the reception. No gain on the play, and it's now 4th down. What a tackle by Stockton Chandler.
Yeah, once again, read that play, and Chandler was ready for that. So good job by him, and good job for for that Minico defense to get off the field.
That Minico defense is nasty. They are definitely a good defensive unit. This is a good high kick. Will go out of bounds, though, with the wind. The wind kind of blew that out of bounds, and because of that, Minico will get it at their own 49-yard line. Pretty good field position for the Spartans here as we flip it.
They're giving them to the 49. The ball went out from our angle around the 30.
Yeah, but again, it was so high in the air because the wind lifted it. So, the official uses his best judgment, and we'll see what we got going here. First and 10 for Minico from their own 49-yard line following that punt. They will hand off on the inside to Joseph Terry. We'll take it for a gain of 4. Make it 2nd and 6.
There's been a lot of good sportsmanship here today. I've seen a ton of players. I saw a defensive lineman give a high five to all of the offensive player on the other team before he went off the field. And saw the Minico offensive lineman helping out the defensive lineman of the Beavers. So great sportsmanship here.
Yeah, good sportsmanship, good camaraderie. 2nd down and 6. This is an inside handoff to Bendelay. We'll take it for a gain of 3, where it'll now be 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, that's going to lower the average a little bit, but it got it down to 3rd and 4.
And again, pretty even amongst these backs. 6 carries for Terry, 5 for Bendelay, 4 for Garza. Just a 3-headed monster back there in that Minico backfield. It'll be 3rd and 4 for the Spartans. Ball is at the Beaver 45-yard line. They've got to get to the 41 to pick up the 1st down. Play action. Wayment in trouble. Throws it away, and that'll be intentional grounding on Carson Wayment. And we were just talking about good sportsmanship. There's Wayment getting tied up with a Beaver defensive lineman after the play. A little extra shoving as Braden Evans was applying a little pressure on Wayment.
I think they were trying to do a screen. Was there a receiver in the background?
No, there wasn't. There wasn't.
Backfield.
Yeah, in the background.
Because I'm pretty sure they were trying to do a screen.
Yeah, but where he threw it,
it was still outside.
There was no receiver, and he wasn't.
He was outside the tackle box.
He was in the pocket still. Yeah. So. Yeah, it's a pretty clear intentional grounding. That time Beaver just sent the house, and that's the way it goes sometimes. Minico will have to punt now on 4th and officially 4th and 23.
Yeah, I wouldn't decide going for that one.
Looks like Bodie Wheatley back deep to return the Beaver punt. The Minico punt. Rollout style kick for Garza, and finally we'll let it fly. That's a good kick from JT Garza.
Wow.
Wheatley will watch it roll inside the 5.
Don't go in.
Down at the 1 yard line.
Wow.
What a play from Minico.
Sorry, you heard me yell, don't go in, because it looked like the defender was going to let the ball go in. Or himself go into the...
They know what they're doing.
I hope so.
What a punt from J.T. Garza down all the way at the 1. Where it'll be 1st and 10 for Beaver. That's like the half-yard line. You can't get any closer to the end zone without it actually going in there. Textbook rollout punt from Garza. It was a good kick, too.
He sold the fake,
Yeah.
went for a nice punt. Wow.
Wheatley had to let it go, and Beaver in a precarious position here. They will hand off and just give straight ahead for a gain of 1 yard, and that's it. Big pile of humanity down there. That was Aiden Bradshaw on the carry for a gain of 1. So 2nd and 9, now ball at the 2. A little breathing room.
A little.
Not much, but
you get 3 feet.
Better than nothing.
This is a reason why I could never be a head coach, because in this situation, I'm thinking, let's do a play action, let's throw the ball for a little hour. Never, ever. You want to ever throw the ball, right? But that's the, here we go, play action.
Fails, pump fake, and now we'll just take off and run. And I'm sure the coach has told him, hey, you get one quick look, and if it's not there, you're running out of the end zone. Takes it up to the 6 for a gain of 4, where it will now be 3rd down and 4.
Maybe I should be a head coach. They read my mind.
John Marshall in his 6th year as the head coach at Beaver. 3 minutes to play in our opening half, 7-6. Beaver leads by 1. 3rd and 5. Fails back to pass. Again, we'll throw an out route. That is caught and then dropped at the 10-yard line by Tate Gale. So incomplete pass brings up 4th down, and Beaver will have to punt from their own end zone.
At least they got some breathing room. It'd rather punt from the 8-yard line, the 7-yard line, than punt from the half-inch.
And, Gale dropped that pass for Beaver, but even if he makes the grab, there was a defender right there at the 10. He needed the 11.
No.
So I'm still not sure he gets the 1st down anyways. Terry back deep to return the punt. This is actually Adrian Arteaga. That was deflected. And that will be downed at the 13-yard line. Minico special teams coming through. Take us through the play, Josh.
I have my hands over my head because I don't know if it was deflected. I think it came off his foot wrong.
It could have.
And then the back spin just took it from the 20-yard line down to the 12-yard line. So 13-yard line, excuse me.
I always give the benefit of the doubt.
We'll give it to the defense.
On the, when I see a punt come out like that. And
Always.
So, 2 big special teams plays in a row now for Minico, right?
Now they need to answer it.
Can they take advantage? It's 1st and 10 for the Spartans. Ball at the Beaver 13. Wayment gives to Bendelay inside, and only 2 yards for Bendelay on that carry. And Minico can really take the clock down here too, right? We're down to 2:25 to play before halftime.
Looks like they're getting the power back in. It's going to be number 1.
Oh, Brevin Tranquil.
Yeah, Tranquil, yeah.
Sorry, you were pointing down to the sideline. I thought you were pointing at the garbage can that blew over on the Minico sideline.
Yeah, I remember last year I was able to do the Rumble here in Madison, and that was quite interesting. We have some good stories I'll have to tell you later.
And now a timeout taken here by, I believe, Beaver. Yes.
The crew over at Magic Valley Tires, Les Schwab and Rupert, is committed to getting you back on the road safely. Les Schwab is doing the right thing since 1952. Give them a call today at 208-436-5600. Again, 208-436-5600. Or stop by at 109 South, 100 West, and Rupert. Magic Valley Tires, Les Schwab, and Rupert is a proud supporter of Minico Spartan Athletics. That's one thing I have to get used to. I've been out here for about a year and a half, 2 years now, is the addresses. Everything's 100 South, 4,000 West.
County Road.
Yeah.
B.
County Road B, South 30.
Yeah, see, I'm a city guy, too. Like, from Montana, so people ask, like, oh, yeah, so you're like, ride horses and rope and ride and you're a cowboy? I'm like, no. I'm a city boy all the way. There are cities in Montana. There's not many, but there are.
Yeah, they grew up on a little bit of a farm in South Carolina, which is not normal, but nothing like out here.
Yeah.
Nothing like out here. I love it, though.
So out of the timeout, 2nd and 8 for Minico. Direct snap to Waymont. Waymont going to lower the shoulder, take it inside the 5, down to the 3. That should be enough for a Minico first down, and it is a gain of 9, and it's 1st and goal now from the 3.
Yeah, this is right around that range for some power running and just straight up the middle. But they might try something on the edge, too.
1st and goal from the 3. Handoff left side. Stonewalled in the first carry of the night for Spencer Pease, a 5'9 junior. And he's a big bad dude because he's got the neck roll on the back. He's number 34, and that's typically what fullbacks and linebackers wear, that neck roll that sticks out the back of the shoulder pads.
I don't think you see that nowadays anymore. Back in the day, you saw that
all the time.
The Idaho great Leighton Vander Esch does it still
Yes.
for the Dallas Cowboys, but that's really it.
No gain on that carry for Spencer Pease. It's now 2nd and goal from the 3 and into the end zone. Japheth Bendelay for a Minico touchdown. Spartans lead for the first time tonight. Just as quickly as we reminisced about the neck roll, Bendelay said, I'm going to take it in. And meanwhile, there's a Beaver player down on the field as well. So while they attend to him, we'll step aside and take a break. For the moment, Minico in front 12-7 with just 49 seconds to play here before halftime. You're watching Magic Valley Game Night and the 2022 Rocky Mountain Rumble on IdahoSports.com.
When life calls for necessary add-ons, your home can pitch in to help with a new home equity line of credit from D. Evans Bank. This is living on a whole new level. This is community banking.
You can't make summer stand still, so make the most of every last second with a new Toyota at Toyota's National Sales Event.
During Toyota's National Sales Event, discover our wide variety of fuel-efficient electrified vehicles. Toyota, let's go places.
It can be a lot, trying to figure out how to make it. How to dream big and to wonder, what if? Because no matter where you are in life, if you don't know what's possible in Idaho, it's hard to keep asking, what if? Which is exactly why Next Steps Idaho was created, with everything from smart tools that help you figure out careers you might be suited for, to training and education options for you. So keep asking what if at nextsteps.idaho.gov.
We're Valley-wide country store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go, or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
I'm Rick. I live here in Rupert. The more that we can keep the virus under control, the better for everyone, and especially people with disabilities that comes with being aged, because usually have other underlying issues. I actually suffer from diabetes now, so that even increases my odds that if I do get the virus, it could be devastating for me.
Big round of applause after the injury timeout. Injured Beaver lineman going to be helped up off the field with the assistance of the golf cart, and that is number 52, Davian Gillens. And he's a good one. He's a good senior defensive lineman. And so a bummer to see Gillens being let off on the cart. And we certainly hope that he's all right.
Yeah, you never want to see that, especially a senior season.
Gillians came into the game tonight with 9 tackles on the season, which is pretty good for an interior lineman. Meanwhile, Japheth Bendelay scored on a 3-yard touchdown run by Minico, and then the injury occurred, and the point-after kick is through by Solorio. So Solorio's kick is through. And all of a sudden, 13-7, Minico with just 49 seconds to play before halftime. I mean, if you're Coach McCaffrey, that couldn't have gone any better. You get the touchdown, and you take a lot of time off the clock to where a team like Beaver that likes to run the ball, they're not really going to be able to do that with 49 seconds left.
No, that was a great play. Great. I don't know if he drew that up where he wanted to take 5-6 minutes off the clock. I believe they got the ball right around 5 minutes. But everything looked really, really good for them offensively.
49 seconds to go before halftime, and it was all set up by the we're laughing because Josh had the score wrong, but we got it fixed now. It was set up by 2 really good special teams plays by Minico, right? That great punt by JT Garza that was down at the 1-yard line, and then Minico getting a hand on the subsequent punt attempt by Beaver from their own end, so they got the ball right at the 13-yard line. Out on the return, this is Bentley Bradshaw cutting it back against the grain, and Bradshaw out to the 25-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Beavers. They will have 38 seconds to work with, 2 timeouts remaining. And they will have to go, let's see, officially the ball's at the 26. So they will have to go 74 yards.
Yeah, they're hoping for a big run, but I think they're going to have to change the offense a little bit.
Fails on 1st down, looking on the slant. Threw it low and short. Intended receiver was Gage Radden, the sophomore, incomplete. So Titan Fails started the game 3 for 3 passing. He has since missed on his last 3 throws. He's now 3 of 6.
Yeah, Titan just struggled a little bit. The receiver wasn't even looking at the ball, and that's not what they want for the first play with 37 seconds left in the half.
Well, and that's the other thing. You know, you're backed up at your own 26. You also don't want a quick 3 and out where no time comes off the clock, because then you're giving the ball back to Minico. Penalty flag comes out before the play can start. This will be a false start on the Beavers.
Yeah, and that surely doesn't help either. At this point, if I'm coach, I'm just running the ball. Let's get it out of the half. Let's go back in and talk about it.
Run the ball. Let Minico take their timeouts if they want to. Because now you're looking at 2nd and 15 with the ball back at the 21-yard line. Just 36 seconds left here before the half. And now you see Fails under center with everybody bunched in tight. We'll hand off up the middle. This is a good run for Aiden Bradshaw. We'll take it up to the 35-yard line. And now here's Beaver taking their 2nd timeout as Bradshaw on the play is able to pick up 14 of the 15 yards they needed.
Yeah, that's exactly what they were looking for. You know, something to get to the 1st down. Now they have a chance to maybe throw it deep. You know, they weren't expecting to get the ball up to make it a 3rd and 1.
So it's 3rd and 1. Ball is at the 35-yard line of Beaver. 28 seconds to go here before halftime. Beaver trailing 13-7. Now Beaver will get the ball to start the 2nd half. So while they'd like to get some points here, it's not absolutely critical, but they've turned on the lights here at Bobcat Stadium as it's starting to get somewhat darker. I don't know if those are storm clouds or, as I was driving up here today, it was sprinkling lightly right around Blackfoot.
Oh, it might be coming. Slowly but surely.
3rd down and 1. Fails. Toss play left side. That is a 1st down out of bounds at the 41-yard line. They tossed it to Tavin Hollingshead. And Hollingshead ducks out of bounds for a gain of 6 and a 1st down.
All right, are you at the point where we're trying to see if we can get it throwing it and try to get it upfield a little bit more? Are we still running the ball here?
Well, 25 seconds to go. You've got 1 timeout left. We'll see what they try and do here. Fails back to pass. Looks like it's going to be a quick out route, but did he stay in bounds? I don't know. That was a great open field tackle that time by Minico's Paxton Twist. The reception was made for Beaver by Aiden Elisa, senior wide receiver. They were trying to go for the quick out route. It only goes for a gain of 2.
Yeah, but it did stop the clock. That's the big thing, even if it was a gain of 2.
So he did get out of bounds, but that took a lot of time off the clock, I feel like.
It took 7 seconds.
Yeah, to get 2 yards, and yeah, the clock stopped, but you're going to have to really start pushing the ball downfield. Beaver still does have 1 timeout remaining, just 19 seconds to go before halftime. Fails. Feeling the heat, somehow escapes. Now on the run, will be brought down. Maybe got a yard. Eli Ruiz providing the pressure that time for the Minico Spartans. And it is no gain on the run by Fails.
Yeah, and speaking of time now, that play took 6 seconds off the clock, so now we're down to 13 seconds.
Yeah, and now you've got 3rd and 8. You've got your 1 timeout remaining. I think you throw something to the middle of the field here, and if you pick it up, you can take your last timeout, set up a Hail Mary or something, and if you don't get it, then you're giving the ball back to Minico. But 3rd and 8, Fails. Here comes the rush. Stands tall, delivers. Ball came out. They will call it an incomplete pass as one of the offensive linemen scooped it up. That was Braden Evans, the junior offensive lineman for Beaver.
I think Braden is playing the wrong position.
Yeah, he looks pretty smooth out there. Anyways, they tried to throw the pass over the middle. It was initially caught by Bentley Bradshaw, and then Brevin Trankel came up and delivered a pretty big hit and knocked the ball out. And there was some excitement on the big guy picking up the ball, but ultimately ruled an incomplete pass. Stops the clock, 4th down, 7 seconds to go. Beaver will punt. This is a line drive kick. Fair catch called for by Terry at the 26-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for Minico with just 3 seconds to go before halftime. What do you think here, Josh? Just run it?
Run it or kneel it. Let's get out of the half.
Now Minico will kick off to start the second half here. So I've seen this before. In my high school, we were talking about this earlier. In our first game today, the Stevensville Yellow Jackets, we ran the wing T offense. So this is an offense I know well. And we did that a couple of times right before halftime where we were just trying to run the clock out, and next thing you know, it's like a 76-yard touchdown.
It's true, but you could also fumble.
Why are you the way you are? That is a kneel down for Waymont, and we will go to the locker room at halftime with the score. Minico 13, Beaver 7. We'll be back with the halftime show right after this break. You're watching Magic Valley Game Night and the 2022 Rocky Mountain Rumble on IdahoSports.com.
What is community? It's Friday Night Lights with laughter as post-game commentary. It's fun runs, fun rides. It's passing the boot for local heroes. And it's breaking ground for groundbreaking startups. This is what makes a community. And it's what makes a community bank. It's fertile financial resources turned back into local soil. Here's to people helping others thrive. This is community banking. D.L. Evans Bank, since 1904.
You can't make summer stand still, so make the most of every last second with a new Toyota at Toyota's National Sales Event.
During Toyota's National Sales Event, discover our wide variety of fuel-efficient electrified vehicles. Toyota, let's go places.
Some days, I choose the most difficult trail. I test my limits.
Taking the hard path isn't always easy, but I know it's the right way.
When I get done with my ride and I look back at what I've just accomplished, I feel amazing.
It takes courage and determination to do hard things.
But you can do them.
Quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
It can be a lot, trying to figure out how to make it. How to dream big and to wonder, what if? Because no matter where you are in life, if you don't know what's possible in Idaho, it's hard to keep asking, what if? Which is exactly why Next Steps Idaho was created, with everything from smart tools that help you figure out careers you might be suited for, to training and education options for you. So keep asking what if at nextsteps.idaho.gov.
Community No. 4.
Halftime here at Bobcat Stadium on the campus of Madison High School in Rexburg. Magic Valley Game Night and the 2022 Rocky Mountain Rumble here on IdahoSports.com. I'm Brandon Maney. He's Josh McGauley. And at halftime, it's the Minico Spartans on top of the Beaver. Beavers 13-7. Good, fundamental, defensive-oriented, and special teams-oriented first half.
Yeah, we were talking. It's been a really competitive first half. Probably the most competitive first half we've had all day. So I'm excited for the second half. I'm excited what the coaches are going to come out and change and see if there is any changes. You know, they've been successful. You know, even though Beaver's down on the scoreboard, they've been competitive. You know, they've had some bad things have happened, whether it be punts, whether it be penalties. But those things that you can change, those things that can happen. So
they had the lead for a good chunk of that first half until a couple of special teams plays by Minico in that second quarter of action. So let's take a look at the first half scoring summary. Not much to talk about since it was 13-7, but on the initial drive for Beaver, so it was a quick 3-and-out by Minico. They gave the ball to Beaver, and Beaver marched it down the field in short order and capped it off with a 14-yard touchdown run by Aiden Bradshaw. The PAT was good. It was 7-0 with 8:09 to play in the first quarter, and we thought, oh, man, Beaver marched like a hot knife through butter, moved it down the field and scored, and, well, they haven't scored since. That Minico defense has really tightened, and it was 7-0 Beaver after a quarter of play. On to the second quarter, which really belonged to Minico. They get a 1-yard touchdown run by Carson Wayment. The snap on the point after try was bobbled. They tried to throw it into the end zone, didn't get it, so it was 7-6 with 8:48 to play before halftime. And then a couple of big special teams plays. JT Garza on a rollout punt from about his own 40-yard line sends it to about the 15, and from there it bounces and rolls all the way down to the 1, where it's downed by Minico. Beaver, not surprisingly, goes 3-and-out. They have to punt from their own end zone. And on Beaver's punt, it either clipped the side of the foot funny or somebody got a hand on it. But either way, the punt didn't go very far. Minico got it at their own 13-yard line. At the Beaver 13-yard line. And from there, Japheth Bendelay finished off the drive on a 3-yard touchdown run. The Solorio kick was good. And they came with 49 seconds to go before halftime. And so that's where we're at, 13-7. Minico. The Spartans have all the momentum, but only leading by 6. They do have to kick off to Beaver to start this third quarter, so Beaver could grab it right back.
Yeah, absolutely. And if I'm the coaches, and I was just thinking, you know, what would I change? What would I do here? And there's not really much. Beaver, you know, keep doing it. Just try the penalties, you know. Watch out for the penalties. Those things really are starting to add up right now. If I'm Minico, keep going what they're doing, you know. Maybe try something, whether it be a play action, get into the back of the playback. You know, this is their first game, so try to make something out of nothing, whether it be, you know, play action pass, you know, some little bit of trickery. I'm always down for a trick play. And if you know me from last season, I'm always down for a deep ball, beautiful deep ball. So especially with the left-handed quarterback. But yeah, keep it up, keep it going, keep this going as a competitive first half, and we'll see where we end up here at the end of the game.
So let's take a look at the first half stats here. Let's start with Beaver, 105 yards rushing, 27 yards through the air. That's 132 yards of total offense. For Minico, 117 yards on the ground, 54 yards through the air, 171 yards of total offense. So Minico's just been a touch better than Beaver. Individually, Titan fails 4 of 8 passing in the first half for 27 yards. Leading rusher is Aiden Bradshaw, 8 carries for 43 yards and a touchdown. After that, it is Bodie Wheatley, 2 carries for 30 yards. A lot of that came on a 28-yard run. After that, it's Tavin Hollingshead, 2 carries for 12 yards. Bentley Bradshaw, 5 carries for 10 yards. Titan fails the quarterback, 3 carries for 9 yards. And it is Tate Gale, 1 carry for 1 yard. Receiving-wise for the Beavers, nobody has more than 1 reception. So Fales has completed 4 passes to 4 different receivers. Luke Wolf, 1 catch for 11 yards. It is Cutler Matheson, 1 catch for 9 yards. Bentley Bradshaw, 1 catch for 4 yards. Aiden Elisa, 1 catch for 2 yards. And Bodie Wheatley, 1 catch for 0 yards. So I guess Fales was 5 of 9 in that first half passing. See, math is hard. I'm not very good at that. Let's take a look at Minico. Carson Wayment in the first half, 3 of 6 passing for 54 yards. Leading rusher is Japheth Bendelay, 7 carries for 37 yards and a touchdown. Right behind him, though, only 1 yard off the pace and 1 carry off the pace is Joseph Terry, 6 carries for 36 yards. JT Garza, 4 carries for 27 yards. Carson Wayment, 3 carries for 17 yards and a touchdown. And it was Pease, the big fullback, Spencer Pease, coming in 1 carry for 0 yards. Leading receiver, JT Garza, 2 catches for 40 yards. And the tight end, Dominic Soto, 1 catch for 14 yards. So when you look at total yardage, Garza leading the way, 27 on the ground, 40 through the air, 67 yards of total offense. He really is turning into a dynamic dual-threat player for this Minico team.
Yeah, he's doing really good as the H-back. You know, he's as running back. He's a great average right there, and as the receiver, he's finding the open places in the zone for him to make catches and for his quarterback to get to him. So very impressive by Garza and very impressed by on the way that he's playing right now. So why not keep giving him the ball, keep feeding him, keep throwing him the ball, keep doing whatever you need to do to find success.
Definitely. Let's take a look at what else happened today here at the Rocky Mountain Rumble. Earlier, we had Marsh Valley take on South Summit. The South Summit Wildcats won that game. That's hard for me to say. I feel like I get a really bad lisp when I say South Summit, like too close together. So it's like I got to really put a space between the words South Summit. Anyways, they took care of Marsh Valley 47-13. The final there. Our IdahoSports.com player of the game was quarterback Bracken Lashy. 6 touchdowns passing and a 7th on the ground for good measure.
All in the first half.
Yeah, all in the first half. That was so. Yeah, in terms of time gone by, we're at halftime of this Minico Beaver game. We were like still in the first quarter in that South Summit Marsh Valley game. Then in our second game today here at the Rocky Mountain Rumble, Utah went 2-0. Layton defeated Lewiston 41-28. And our IdahoSports.com player of the game in that contest was the Layton punter, Gabe Carlson. In what was a 17-6 game at halftime, on the opening drive of the third quarter, Lewiston gets a 3-and-out. And you're thinking, all right, Bengals are going to get the ball back, can go down and score, make it a one-possession game. Leighton says, you know what, we're going to pull out a fake punt. And Carlson takes off 57 yards later for a touchdown on the fake punt. And that was really, from there, Leighton was on cruise control. Lewiston tried to make a comeback late, but ran out of steam and ran out of time at the very end. And then we're here, 13-7, Minico leading at halftime. Our final game tonight's going to be a good one. Skyline Grizzlies and the Stansbury Stallions. And then we have 4 more games on tap tomorrow. It'll all start at 11 a.m. when Sandpoint, we're going to get to see Sandpoint. They got all the way to the 4A championship last year. We don't get to see Sandpoint a lot because we live in East Idaho, Josh, and they're, of course, way up north. So it's going to be... I'm excited to, of all the teams that I'm going to see here at the Rocky Mountain Rumble, I think I'm most excited to see Sandpoint because they're so good, and I never get to see them. So, it's going to be really exciting. Sandpoint kicks it off tomorrow at 11 a.m. against Alta, the Alta Hawks. After that, at 2 o'clock, it'll be the Pocatello Thunder taking on the Morgan Trojans. That's another team I'm excited to see is Pocatello. Then at 5 o'clock tomorrow night, it's the Highland Rams, and they will take on the Lehigh Pioneers. And I think Utah fans would tell you Lehigh is the team they're most excited to see. And then in the final game, our hosts from Madison, the Madison Bobcats, will take on the Tooele Buffaloes.
Yeah, there's some great players coming up.
I always joke, Madison as the host has a say, I think, in how the schedule is made. So, of course, Highland, our conference rival, yeah, you go ahead and play Lehigh. Have fun.
take that opportunity for a maybe a loss against probably one of Utah's best teams.
Yeah, and of course for Highland, it's a season of change. Longtime legendary coach Gino Mariani abruptly resigned in June as head football coach for Highland. So Nick Sorrell, who's been the defensive coordinator, the offensive coordinator for several years, has ascended to the head coaching role. Gino Mariani was the main driving force behind the Rocky Mountain Rumble. It was kind of, he was one of the pioneers of this event way back in the early 2000s. And he is still kind of the guy in charge of this year's Rocky Mountain Rumble. Even though he's not coaching Highland anymore, Gino is still here. I've seen him today several times down on the sidelines talking to the coaches from all the various schools. And so, again, for Gino Mariani, kind of taking a year off, and then I think he's going to get back into coaching. But, just what a great coach. He coached at Pocatello in the 90s and Highland, since the turn of the millennium, and just an all-time great coach. And so thanks to Gino Mariani for putting this on and for letting us come. That was the first thing he said, like back in June, was Rocky Mountain Rumble back on for 2022. And then the very next thing he said is, IdahoSports.com is going to do all the games. So thank you, Gino. He's always been in our corner here at IdahoSports.com. So what a great event, though. And this is the largest Rocky Mountain Rumble event ever. It used to be kind of 7 games. It would be 4 one day and 3 the next. First time that we've expanded to 8 games. And again, we were talking about this in one of the earlier broadcasts. When it first started, there was teams from all over. You'd get teams from California and Nevada and Washington. And, past couple of years, it's kind of settled into this Utah versus Idaho thing. And I kind of like it.
I really like it. The one thing I would change, make it a tournament.
You can't make it a tournament.
Somehow.
How are you going to make it a tournament? It's football.
It's football.
What, it's 7-on-7 or what?
No, make it a tournament.
Like a jamboree?
Like a little jamboree.
No.
The finale is the winners of the 2 sides. Make a little bracket. Why not?
Nah,
adds a little bit more competitiveness. Now, say you win the Rocky Mountain Rumble in 2022, the winner gets a first-round bye next year. Now they're defending their title. There's something to play for.
I think you're getting this twisted with like a Royal Rumble from like pro wrestling. Are you a pro wrestling fan?
No, I'm not. I know nothing. Besides Patrick McAfee, that's really it.
You called him by his proper name, Patrick McAfee.
Exactly.
Of course, so Pat McAfee.
The
former punter for the Indianapolis Colts and media personality now.
One of the best out there right now.
Personal media soothsayer for Aaron Rodgers. That's the only guy Aaron Rodgers talks to now. As a Packers fan, so I got to tune into the Pat McAfee show. Anyways, let's get back to what's going on here. Minico will kick off to start the Second half, we are into the third quarter. Minico leading 13-7. Solorio to kick off for the Spartans. Line drive kick will be taken at the 11. On the return, this is Bentley Bradshaw. Gets a block. Trying to get to the edge and will get to the 35-yard line. A great return for Bentley Bradshaw.
Good job for Bentley. You know, that's a good way to start the second half. There's no pressure on the Beavers right now. They're only down by 6 points. And so that's a good start right there to start this opening drive.
That missed PAT, or that bobbled snap on the PAT after Minico scored their first touchdown, could loom large in a tight game like this. 1st and 10 for Beaver from their own 35-yard line. Handoff, quick hitter. Across the 40 to the 42-yard line is Aiden Bradshaw for a gain of 6. Make it 7, 2nd and 3.
Hey, good job from Bradshaw to get that average up a little bit, get downfield, and it's now a 2nd and 2.
So it'll be 2nd and short here. Fails under center. Gives to Aiden Bradshaw again, and this time blown up. That was Finn McCaffrey leading the charge, and also his linebacker friends, Brevin Tranquil and Nick Gibson, all in there on the stop for Minico. No gain on the carry.
Yeah, once again, that linebacking crew is the first one there, first one get impact in. Wow. The linebacking core is really, really special.
3rd and 2 now for Beaver. 10:50 to play in the third, and a 13-7 ball game. Minico defense looking for a stop again here. They've got Gibson on the edge, ready to rush. Toss play out to the left side, broken up. Stockton Chandler charging into the backfield to bring down Tavin Hollingshead for a loss of a yard. It's 4th down.
Yeah, Chandler ate up his block shed that, and blew up that running play. Wow.
This is a Minico team that gets downhill really fast, I've noticed. I mean, they're so proficient at, like you said, shedding off that initial block, and then it's like the Terminator. Where's the ball? Seek and destroy.
That was really impressive.
What a play by Stockton Chandler. Line drive punt here by Beaver. We'll take a Beavers bounce, and we'll roll out of bounds at the 4-yard line. Joseph Terry had to let it go, and Beaver said, hey, we liked what you did in that first half, Minico, and we're going to try and do the same thing here. And a very nice punt, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Minico now from their own 4-yard line.
We were just talking about one of the best punters that we've ever seen, Patrick McAfee. We've seen 2 punts now that he would be proud of.
I don't know. He was a good punter. He wasn't like an all-time great.
Well, you know, that's the only punter that anybody ever really memorizes. So,
right, you got to have a little personality as an NFL punter to be remembered. 1st and 10 for Minico. They will hand off here across the 10 to the 10.5 and maybe the 11. We'll see where they mark it. On the carry for Minico that time was Japheth Bendelay. So Bendelay will pick up 6. It is 2nd and 4. .9:20 to play here in the third. And very quickly a play that goes nowhere. No gain on that carry from Minico. And again, I believe that was Bendelay on the quick hitter.
Yeah, they look like they ran the exact same play to see if they can get the same exact results, but this time Beavers were ready.
And then they're going to give Bendelay a yard on the forward progress, so it's going to be 3rd and 2 now. And again, just as quickly, it's Bendelay again, and Bendelay this time slithers his way up to the 19-yard line. That is a gain of 6 and a 1st down.
Yeah, once again, you know, Bendelay had over 1,000 yards last year, 10-plus touchdowns, so he's doing what he's doing best, and that's running the ball.
1st and 10 from their own 19. Remember, this drive started at the 4, and they've already marched it out to the 19-yard line. This is J.T. Garza off the right side this time, and Garza sandwiched between two Beaver defenders. It was Jake Marshall and Trayson Brown comboing on the stop there. Loss of half a yard. So 2nd and 10 officially. Wayment, bootleg, gets a great block, now floats it and throws it too high and out of bounds. Intended receiver was Riker Stimson along the far side of the field. And now all of a sudden 3rd and 10 for Minico.
Yeah, this is going to get interesting here, huh? 3rd and 10. They need a big play to pick up their first down. Let's see what they do.
8:04 to play in the third. 13-7, Minico lead. Handoff up the middle. There's the first down and more. Who else? Bendelay takes it to the 33-yard line for a gain of 14 and a first down. Actually up to the 34, so a 15-yard gain for Bendelay.
I don't know why I was thinking they were going to pass on 3rd and 10. They have a running back that averages 8 yards a carry. I should have known better.
Well, you're forgiven.
Thank you.
Fresh set of downs for Minico. Quick hitter again. It's Bendelay. They're just feeding him. He's doing the, mimicking the spoon. Feed me. Feed me.
Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah. So 9 yards, really 9.5, but it'll be 2nd down and a short one here for Minico. Ball is at their own 43-yard line. Remember this drive started at the 4? That was not that long ago. Counter play, Garza this time, and Garza gets enough for the first down. Only needed a yard, he got 2, and then a pretty quick tackle there by Jake Marshall.
Yeah, Marshall held his own right there, stayed in place to at least get the tackle, but they did get the first down there.
So 1st and 10 for Minico from their own 45-yard line. Meanwhile, that clock rolling. We're down to 6:50 to play in the third. Yeah, it's flying by. Counter play this time. This is Joseph Terry, and Terry only gets a yard. Beaver really starting to crash against the run here. Again, Marshall in there, and also Cutler Matheson helping out. That's Terry's first carry of the second half.
There you go with your lyrical genius again.
2nd and 9, Wayment, quick pitch out to Garza. They're going to get the wide receiver for the hold out there on the perimeter for Minico. That was Adrian Arteaga. And so moving on back on the holding call. As it stands, ball is at the 50, but penalty flag back at the 44-yard line. That'll be a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, which means it's going to move all the way back to, should move all the way back to the 34.
Nice math there, huh?
Every once in a while, I'll pull a real math genius moment.
Oh, they put it on the 35.
Yeah, 35. I mean, for me, though, I'm calling that a win.
that is a win.
That's close enough. But, this happened to Minico a couple times in the first half where drives would get bogged down by penalties. We'll see if they can overcome it here on 2nd down and very long. 2nd down and about 20. They're going to get 6 of those yards back on a carry by Pease. So that's Spencer Pease with his second carry of the night to make it now 3rd down and 14. All right, 3rd and 14.
Not even thinking about running or throwing. We're giving this ball off to Bendelay.
I was going to ask, is Minico going to pass?
No, I'm not thinking it. But, of course, I'm saying it now, and they're going to pass.
I'll go counter. I think they do have to throw here. I mean, 14 yards on the ground is a lot to ask, although, maybe Minico views this as 2-down territory as well. And we don't have to get all 14 yards on this one play.
Pitch it outside. That's what I'm guessing right here. Oh.
Wayment, back to pass, throws, caught, Garza at the 45-yard line of Beaver, and a first down, needed 14, he gets 15.
Hey, you're 2 for 2 in this game right now, huh? I like it. What a throw and catch right there. Garza once again finding that opening in the zone and getting his hands up, good target for his quarterback.
Garza now 3 catches for 55 yards. He caught 2 touchdown passes in that 40-21 win over Thunder Ridge in week 0. This time, Bendelay nowhere to go. Brought down by Kelton Langston, junior linebacker, and that loses a yard for Bendelay.
Yeah, Langston wearing the number 61. Good job, Ramirez, to get in there and get behind the line of scrimmage. At least give him a 1-yard loss.
You know, as I was looking at these uniforms, trying to figure out who they looked like, it kind of reminded me of like maybe the old like Indianapolis Colts, Baltimore Colts.
The Baltimore Colts.
They kind of got like a BYU thing going on too a little bit.
They do.
With the all whites, you know. 2nd down and 11. Quarterback keeper for Waymont. And he will take it to the 42 for a gain of 3. It'll be 3rd and long.
You know, I always love just solid color uniforms. So whether it be all white, my favorite uniforms are all black. You know, those are my types of uniforms. They're all red that Minico's wearing. I love it. You know, and the 2-color ones, of course. You know, I love all the cool designs on the pants and shirts, but I love just a solid color. I don't know why.
Yeah, Minico's uniforms are simple, but they look great.
Yes.
3rd down and 9. Waymont's got a man open. The throw is low and caught at the 40-yard line. Hauled in by Riker Stimson. But because the throw was low, it took him to the turf. It's a gain of only 4 on the pass. And it'll bring up 4th down and 6 now for Minico. So what do you do here?
We're handing this off to Bendelay.
I think they're going to waggle. Let Waymont roll out and you know, give him the option to run or pass. Well, we'll see, but Waymont back to pass, throws, it is caught. Oh. Garza made 2 defenders miss and gets the 1st down. He might be thinking for the touchdown, and he's got it. Oh my goodness, JT Garza. A 40-yard touchdown connection. They were looking for the 1st down. He was thinking touchdown.
Wow, Garza made 2 men miss. And then not only that, you got to give a shout-out to his blocker down the field to get a beautiful block for the end zone. Wow, what tippy-toed the sideline. What a dance from Garza right there.
He did that twice last week in that 40-21 win over Thunder Ridge. And JT Garza, because first contact was made like 2 yards shy of the 1st down marker. And next thing you know, he's broken 2 tackles. And he's just, the afterburners turn on. And
wow. Very impressive.
And now Beaver has encroached on the PAT try. It's going to move it to the 1. And Coach McCaffrey from Minico says, well, let's go for 2 then at the 1-yard line. Try and get it back to, you know, a proper 21-7 lead.
Yeah, they got the big linebacker in. So I wonder who this ball's going to. Oh, he's lined up as...
They'll give it to Pease, the bruiser, and he bullies his way into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. So Spencer Pease runs it in, and it is 21-7 Minico with 2:50 to play here in the 3rd. We'll be back with more right after this. You're watching Magic Valley Game Night and the 2022 Rocky Mountain Rumble on IdahoSports.com.
What is community? It's Friday Night Lights with laughter as post-game commentary. It's fun runs, fun rides. It's passing the boot for local heroes. And it's breaking ground for groundbreaking startups. This is what makes a community. And it's what makes a community bank. It's fertile financial resources turned back into local soil. Here's to people helping others thrive. This is community banking. D.L. Evans Bank, since 1904.
Brewster Cheese is the largest manufacturer of Swiss cheese in the United States. They produce more than 100 million pounds of award-winning, all-natural Swiss cheese each year. Plus, they love what they do, and, of course, they love to hashtag make it Swiss. Yeah, they know they're cheesy. They also love supporting the local community and wish the Minico Spartans the best of luck in today's game.
Kickoff here by the Spartans following the 40-yard touchdown reception from JT Garza, well, from Carson Waymont to JT Garza. And they got the 2-point conversion on the run by Spencer Pease as well. So Minico back in front 21-7. Return by Beaver out to the 34-yard line where it will be 1st and 10.
You know, when I make a ham sandwich, Swiss cheese is always my go-to cheese for a ham sandwich.
Ham and Swiss.
Yep.
That's a good combo. You're not wrong. I believe Swiss cheese is also the kind of the preferred cheese in like a Reuben sandwich.
Yes, it is. Yep.
Harder cheese, got a distinct flavor. I'm kind of a cheese
You're
fanatic.
a cheesehead?
Yeah, big time. Fails. Meanwhile, it's got a man wide open. Hauled in by Gage Radin, brought down at the 14-yard line for a first down, Beaver.
Wow, that was a shoestring tackle as well by number 13. Good job from him to chase him down, not ever give up on the play. So great job right there from the defense to chase that down, but a beautiful pass from Fails to get the massive gain.
That is a 50-yard connection. And now up the middle, this is Bradshaw on the run. The question is, which one was it? It was Aiden.
It's one of the cousins.
Yeah, one of those Bradshaw cousins. And Aiden Bradshaw takes it for a gain of 9. And so all of a sudden, Beaver is kind of taking the momentum right back. Boy, a 50-yard connection to Redden. That's his first catch of the night as well. And, I mean, he was open and Fails hit him right in stride.
Beautiful play design.
2nd and 1. Handoff up the middle. That's enough for the first down. Minico shoves him back, but forward progress will take it to the 3-yard line, it looks like.
You said shoved him. I think they picked him up and carried him back.
Yeah. Why don't you just head on back home to Utah? Of course, we love our neighbors to the south. We're just having a little fun. 2-yard gain on that carry for Aiden Bradshaw, and that is enough for a 1st and goal now for Beaver at the 4-yard line. You're not from around here, are you? 1st and goal, toss to the outside, blown dead. False start.
That reminds me, one of my favorite movies of all time is The Blind Side.
Okay.
And when Michael Orr blocked the kid, took him the whole length of the field, threw him over the fence, and the coach asked him, "What are you doing?" He said, "You had to go home. It's time for him to go home."
You know, I think Hollywood took a couple of liberties.
Absolutely,
with
they did.
The story. You know, I don't think Sandra Bullock was calling the coach in the middle of the game while he's on the sideline, but
that brings a story.
You know, the story was fine without all that. You know, and here's another thing: timeout taken by Beaver here. Let me get on a rant here.
Oh boy!
All right, The Blind Side is supposed to be the story of Michael Orr,
yeah.
Right? But The Blind Side movie was really more about Sandra Bullock.
She's the star of the movie,
but it's the Michael Orr story. Another thing, right? I mean, you know, I didn't need to see Sandra Bullock, you know, dominate the screen for two plus hours.
Well, I am married, but at the time, before I was married, Sandra Bullock I was a big fan. So she was one of the crushes I had growing up.
Okay.
And so I didn't mind the screen time.
I mean, give me some more Tim McGraw or something at least. You know, that's all I'm asking for. You know, fun fact: the guy who played Michael Orr is a really good bowler. Actually, he does those celebrity bowling tournaments. Yeah. I only know that because I watched Mookie Betts when he was on the Red Sox win one of those, and he beat the guy from The Blind Side in the finals. So we've hit it all here. It's 1st and goal from the 9. It's a halfback pass into the end zone. They'll say he's out of bounds. Oh, they were trying the halfback pass from Bodie Wheatley to Baylor Blackburn, but Blackburn was out of bounds, couldn't stay in. Incomplete pass. It's now 2nd and goal from the 9.
Yeah, Blackburn, he got his right foot down before his left foot, and his right foot was out of bounds. But if he had switched it, the left foot was in bounds. But that's one of those things I'm saying up here, and I'm not trying to jump catch for a ball. So
Blackburn is the leading receiver for Beaver. 2 catches for 81 yards on the year, but we have not called his name yet tonight. 2nd and goal from the 9. Handoff off the left side on the carry. That time, Tavin Hollingshead takes it to the 5 for a gain of 4, where it'll be 3rd and goal. You feel like this is obviously 2-down territory for Beaver. They don't have to get the touchdown on 3rd down, but you feel like with just 15 seconds and counting in the 3rd quarter here, the balance, this game is kind of hanging in the balance here on these next 2 plays. Fails under center on 3rd and goal from the 5, right up the middle. Aiden Bradshaw into the end zone for a Beaver touchdown.
Yeah, they're having a lot of success right there with Aiden Bradshaw right up the middle. Bradshaw is a big kid, so why not give it to him right up the middle and see if Minico can take him down. And this has been very successful for this Beaver team.
I thought they might let the clock run out on the 3rd quarter, but they get the touchdown with just 2 seconds to play in the period. Point after try now from Santiago Amezcua. Man, he's got a leg. Amezcua 2 for 2 on the kicks. And so, back to a 1-score game. 2 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. 21-14 Minico. We'll just keep it right here so you can do your second ad read, Josh.
The crew over at Magic Valley Tires, Les Schwab and Rupert, is committed to getting you back on the road safely. Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952. Give them a call today at 208-436-5600 or stop by at 109 South 100 West in Rupert. Magic Valley Tires, Les Schwab and Rupert is a proud supporter of Minico Spartan Athletics.
Yeah, so of course Minico stands for Minidoka County, right? The school is in Rupert, but they pull students from Hayburn and Paul and Rupert all over. It's Minidoka County, so that's why it's called Minico High School. It's a hyphenation of Minidoka County.
Learn something new every day, I guess. I had no idea.
That's why there's no town of Minico, right?
Yep.
It's in Rupert, but there's a lot of smaller communities all right kind of in that area, and they all go to school at Minico. And then, of course, just on the other side of the river is Burley. That's Minico's top rival. They play every year in the Battle of the River. They play for a paddle. They play for a little oar. So it's kind of a cool rivalry deal. This kick will go way deep into the end zone for a touchback, and no time came off the clock, so Beaver doing that thing where all the members of the kickoff team sprint to the end zone as well. You like to see that still week 3 for Beaver. First game, everyone's amped up. Yeah, let's do it. And then usually by game 3, you're like, yeah, okay. But
come on, Coach. I'm not doing that.
Coach Marshall's guys still bringing it.
I love to see it, though. It's the dedication. It's little things. Especially, I'm going to take it to baseball. I love seeing runners, even though they're going to be out for a mile, run to first base always. It's little things like that.
Looking at you, Machado. End of the 3rd quarter, it'll be a Japheth Bendelay run for 7 yards and another Beaver injury as well. So we'll keep an eye on that as, oh boy, Jake Marshall, who's been all over the place, a little slow to get up. We hope he's all right. But that'll take us to the end of 3. 21-14, Minico leading back with the 4th quarter right after this break on Magic Valley Game Night on IdahoSports.com. Back at the Rocky Mountain Rumble in Madison, start of the 4th quarter here. Minico leading Beaver 21-14. Minico facing a 2nd and 1 on their opening play of the 4th quarter. Last year Minico, I told you, went undefeated in the regular season. And because of the new Max Preps rating system that's used to seed the teams in the 4A playoffs, they only got the number 3 seed, despite going undefeated. So Minico said, you know what, we've got to schedule tougher. We've got to put together a tougher non-conference schedule. And speaking of tough, there's a tough run. And a gain of 7 on 2nd and 1. And up the middle that time is Bendelay. Who else? So Bendelay takes it for 7 and a Minico first down. So Minico this year, they scheduled Thunder Ridge, a 5A team. They beat them last week 40-21. Playing Beaver tonight. And then next week they actually travel to the state of Utah to take on the Ridgeline Riverhawks. And then from there they'll have one more non-conference game at Century, and then they'll play their Great Basin schedule. But they knew that they said we had to schedule a little tougher here so we can get a better Max Preps ranking. Wayment on the run, fires and hits at the 43-yard line. First reception of the night for Carson Suchan, the senior receiver.
I've been waiting for you to say Carson's name. Mainly 2 reasons. 1, his last name, Great last name. And also, I don't think he wears socks. So,
you don't think he's wearing socks?
No, I don't think he is. I was up close to him earlier on the field and didn't see any. I respect it. So,
are you sure they're not like really low ankle socks, or?
I don't know. Look. There's nothing there.
It is 2nd down and 4, and a big run for Waymont, and he lowers the shoulder at the end of the play as well. Takes it across the Beaver 45 to the Beaver 43-yard line. A gain of 13 on the run for Waymont, and another Minico first down.
Yeah, beautiful. That's probably one of the few times we've seen Waymont run the ball for himself, but he's had very much success.
Yeah, he's only carried the ball 5 times tonight, and those have been on, designed runs. 1st and 10, toss play, Bendelay. He's got a blocker on the edge, but it's smothered before it can get started by Braden Evans.
On that play, I wonder if Bendelay could have pitched it to Garza. I wonder if it was a designed pitch as well, and that would have worked if he could have done that.
Yeah, because they were both kind of running out there. I think the idea is get to the perimeter, and then Garza is kind of your lead blocker out there. But Bendelay never got there because that was a great job by Braden Evans of Beaver to cut it down. So no gain on the play. 2nd and 10 now for the Spartans. Ball at the Beaver 43-yard line. Inside counter. This is Joseph Terry. Penalty flag comes out. As it stands, it's a 3-yard gain for Terry, but we'll see what the call is here. And meanwhile, the clock burning, 9:40 to play in the 4th quarter here, 21-14, Minico leading.
Yeah, this is what Beaver needs, though. I believe it's going to be holding on the offensive line. So Beaver, they need to get this ball back as soon as possible because you're right. They're going to be running this ball, and they're going to try to slow this clock or speed this clock up as much as possible, speaking of Minico.
Yeah, but, these penalties, it makes it more difficult, right? Because now you're looking at 2nd and 18 for Minico. They're back on their side of the 50. They're at their own 49. Waymont back to pass. Has time. Slings it. Wide open. Garza at the 40. Makes the man miss again to the 30 and to the 26-yard line for a Minico first down.
Wow, Garza has cemented himself as their #1 weapon this year so far at the wide receiver position. That's the 2nd time we've seen him with impressive run after the catches. Making 2 men miss on this run, making 2 men miss on his touchdown run as well.
25 yards from a Waymont to Garza. And he's so, he can stop on a dime and just, make the defender look silly. It's really impressive. So fresh set of downs for Minico. 2nd and 18. What 2nd and 18? 1st and 10 now. And off left side at a big collision. Cutler, Matheson, meet Joseph Terry. Terry loses a yard on the carry.
Yeah, great play right there. That's their tight end as well.
Yeah.
So good job right there to meet him on the edge and take him down for a loss.
Yeah, and Matheson, he's listed at 5'9", 160, but he doesn't play like somebody who's 5'9", 160.
Really? I think that is off a little bit.
It is 2nd down and 11. Waymont back to pass. Slings it left side. Nearly caught. It was a touch high. Suchan again, the intended receiver. Incomplete 3rd down. That is the first incompletion for Waymont since his first throw of the 2nd half. He had completed 5 passes in a row before that one.
The crazy thing as well is Garza was wide open again in that zone. So he was open once again.
3rd and 11, inside counter. This is Joseph Terry. Another penalty flag comes out. Terry crosses the 20. Looks like he got right to the line or to the first down marker, maybe a yard shy, but as you could hear a Minico fan in front of us, his dismay. It's going to be another holding call, and Minico will move it back again.
Yep. I knew it was on Minico because of the coaches next door. They stomped their feet pretty loudly.
Now it's just a question of where did the penalty occur. It'll be 10 yards from the spot of the foul. They're going to move it back to the it's a block in the back against Minico. Back to the 33-yard line where it will be 3rd down and 16. with 8:10 to play in this Rocky Mountain Rumble battle. Minico holding on to a 21-14 lead. They would love to go up by 2 scores, but they've had a lot of penalties. Wayman, back to pass, going for a deep man. That's Terry. It's caught in stride at the 15-yard line, and a Minico first down. He'll take it out of bounds at the 13.
Wow, what a beautiful throw. Oh, my goodness. Right over his shoulder. Didn't make him lose a step. And once again, this is the second time they've completed 3rd and long.
That's Terry's first grab of the night, a 20-yard pass from Wayman to Terry. 1st and 10 now with the ball at the 13-yard line. Handoff Bendelay up the middle. Still going down around the 7. And again, this is what has Minico fans so excited about this year's team, because we know they can run the ball. They've done that for the last several years. But now with Wayman, he gives them a little bit of a different element, the ability to be a little more balanced. You know, last week in that win over Thunder Ridge, they were pretty balanced offensively. They went over 200 yards passing and rushing, 278 on the ground, 210 through the air. If Minico can get that kind of balance every night, they're going to be awfully tough to stop.
Yeah, and with a kid like Garza rising as their number 1 weapon in the wide receiver position, you know, the potential is unlimited for their air raid.
Yeah, and you know, Garza has kind of been the darling in the first 2 games, but, you know, Bendelay is still, you know, as Bendelay carries that ball for a gain of 3 to make it 3rd and 2. You know, Joseph Terry is kind of like the speed back of the trio, right? So Bendelay is the bruiser, Garza's more of the lateral quickness guy, and then Terry's like the pure speed. It's a really good 3-headed monster in that backfield. And
it's a triple threat, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it really is. It's 3rd down and 2 for Minico. Ball is at the 5-yard line. They've got to get to the 3 for the first down. Wayman blown up in the backfield. Wayman kept it. Didn't fool Beaver. Kelton Langston comes in on the stop. Wayman loses 4 yards there, and Minico will come on to try a field goal.
I almost thought there was encroachment right there because he was in the backfield that fast.
So this is going to be a big kick here from Solorio. Jorge Solorio, 6'1", 230-pound senior. Ball officially at the 9-yard line. So this will be a 26-yard field goal for Solorio. He drills it. And Minico gets the breathing room it needs with 5:20. The clock is still running. They got to stop that. We're just, yeah, there we go. Now it's, okay, 5:23 to play. Minico now up 10, 24-14. That was a big kick from Solorio.
That was a huge kick. You know, that's a big, that's 2 possessions now. You got 5 minutes and 30 seconds if they add on clock time.
I don't think they're adding that on. 26-yard field goal from Jorge Solorio makes it 24-14 Minico with 5:23 to play here in the ball game.
Yeah, this is going to make for an exciting 5 minutes coming up.
Minico trying to become the first Idaho team to win today. You called it. 5:31. They're going to reset the clock too, and our head referee doing a good job of staying on top of that. You know, it would be easy for a referee to lose track of the clock because you got to worry about 5 million other things, right? But nicely done there. So 5:31 back on the clock. Minico up 10. And as I said, trying to become the first Idaho team to win today here at the Rocky Mountain Rumble.
Do we see another onside kick?
No. Onside kick up 10?
We've seen crazier today.
On the return is Bradshaw. And Bentley Bradshaw will return it out to the 27-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10 for Beaver. 5:25 to play. 10-point lead for Minico. We talked about next week, Minico will hit the road and go to Utah. They'll go to Ridgeline to play the Riverhawks. Ridgeline is located in Millville, Utah.
Millville.
1st and 10, handoff to Aiden Bradshaw, nowhere to go. Brevin Trankel in there, and also finishing off the play was Chris Torres for the Spartans. Gain of just 2. Five minutes to go, and meanwhile that clock continuing to run for Beaver. They don't have to abandon the run completely, but they're going to need a little more urgency here down 10. Fails back to pass. Will throw in the flat to Bentley Bradshaw. Now Bradshaw just going to try and make a couple guys miss, but against this Minico defense, that is a tough nut to crack. Lost 2 yards on the reception that time, Bentley Bradshaw.
Yeah, and I'm not a coach at all, but number 34, Aiden Alisa, he was running his route and just kind of quit. And, of course, quarterback was looking his way and couldn't throw it to him. And he had to go to the flat for his check down. But it's one of those little things they'll see on film.
Completed pass for minus 2 yards on that play. Fails on 3rd and 10. Bootleg will throw out. That is caught by Tate Gale. Minimal yardage gain, though. It'll be 4th down for the Beavers with 4:11 to play, down 10. Only a 4-yard completion from Fails to Gale. Boy, try saying that 5 times fast. Fails to Gale. That's more of that rhyming stuff you were talking about earlier.
You ready? We got about 10 seconds. I'm just kidding.
4th down and 6 for Beaver. Got to get to the 38 for the first down. Fails, running around, looking for somewhere to go. Still on his feet. Fails, got it. Oh, what a scramble job. He picks up 8 yards on 4th and 6. Takes it to the 40, and the drive stays alive for Beaver.
Wow, great job from Fails right there. You know, he was looking for another wide receiver to throw it to, but Minico had a great defense right there holding down, but Fails, wow, showing the athletic ability.
Kind of looked like Russell Wilson just running around
a little
back
bit
there, yeah. So Beaver still alive, but the clock continuing to wind here at 3:40 and counting. And Beaver down 10. Fails. Steps up. Flushed out. Now on the run will throw deep, and that ball is nearly intercepted by Stockton Chandler. Boy, Chandler undercut the route perfectly and in and out of the breadbasket for Stockton Chandler.
Yeah, if I'm Beaver, I'm looking for pass interference over there on number 22 because I think they have Brody Wheatley, if I remember correctly.
Oh, against Beaver's receiver.
Yeah,
Brody Wheatley.
Yeah, because he was trying to turn back for the ball, even though maybe they say the ball wasn't thrown in his area, but there was contact before the ball.
Well, now here's your penalty flag. I don't think it's going to be for the PI, but we'll see what the call is here. False start. Illegal substitution. Broke the huddle with 12 men. You know, our official said that was such disappointment. Broke the huddle with 12 men. Yeah, you said pass interference on number 22, and I thought you were talking about 22 for Minico, JT Garza. No. I was like, how dare you speak ill of JT Garza. 2nd and 15, inside counter, Tate Gale, and Gale will get 2, maybe 3, before he's pushed out by Stockton Chandler over there at corner. We're down to 3:25 remaining in this 4th quarter. Minico up 10, 24-14. Beaver trying to make a comeback here. They're going to face a 3rd and 13 here after the 2-yard gain by Gale. Now Minico can pin their ears back a little bit here on the rush. Fails over the middle, off the hands, incomplete. Looking for Cutler Matheson up the seam, and incomplete 4th down. Beaver will have to go for it here.
Yeah, Cutler just dropped that. Fails put a beautiful, it was a bullet pass between the linebackers there, but Cutler did drop that one.
Yeah, you have to deliver it with that velocity because the window was tight, yes. Right? There were 2 Minico defenders in there, and Cutler Matheson couldn't hang on. Timeout taken here, I believe, by Beaver. They want to discuss what they're going to run on 4th down. We'll take the timeout with them. 3:22 to play. Minico up 10, 24-14 over Beaver. Back right after this, you're watching Magic Valley Game Night and the 2022 Rocky Mountain Rumble on IdahoSports.com.
So as far as people think, I live in a small town, it's Idaho, the virus isn't going to make it here. I mean, sadly, we've seen it goes everywhere. We've seen people from, even the smallest towns here in Idaho have come in, they've had the virus, had to be treated for it. And so we just recommend to everybody, no matter where you are, go ahead and get the vaccine, protect yourself, protect those around you. So I think it's important that the community gets vaccinated because I think that's the only way we're going to be able to entirely beat this virus. The more that get the vaccine, the better chance we have of being able to return back to normal life.
Out of the timeout here, Beaver drawing up a play on 4th and 13. We'll see what Coach Marshall drew up for his squad. Fails over the middle. Penalty flag comes out. It's caught by Cutler Matheson for the first down. We will have to wait and see what the penalty is here, though. It's a 15-yard gain for the moment from Fails to Matheson. The penalty flag came out before Matheson had even caught the pass, which leads me to believe it's going to be against the Minico secondary. Big pass complete, though, by Titan Fails. And it is holding in the secondary. They're going to decline the penalty, take the result of the play, which is a 15-yard pass to Cutler Matheson. Beaver still in it. 3:17 to go. Down 10. 1st and 10 with the ball at the Minico 48-yard line. Inside handoff to Gale. Gale will take it across the 45 to the 43 for a gain of 5.
Yeah, Gale jumping around in the middle of that defense right there. Good job from Bellman to get a 6-yard gain.
Yeah, and you can see Beaver trying to work with a little more urgency now. We're down to 2:50 to play. 2nd and 5 for the Beavers. Again, quick hitter up the middle. That is blown up. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage for Gale. Pushed back initially by Brevin Tranquil. And then he was also assisted by Daniel Larios on that defensive line. They are going to give Gale a yard on the forward momentum. So Gale got a yard. 3rd and 4 now. Meanwhile, the clock continuing to burn. 2:20 to play now. 3rd and 4. Play action. Fails all day and half the night. Going deep for the kill shot, and it is broken up, but penalty flags out again, and it could be pass interference on Minico. Was trying to go deep into triple coverage. Intended receiver was Aiden Elisa.
Yeah, I think the penalty is going to be on their safety, 45. Looked like he did contact him before the ball was able to get him. Yep.
Yeah, that's Nate Waymont in that Minico secondary. And that's a big one. Keeps the drive alive and stops the clock with 2:14 to play. 1st and 10 now for the Beavers. And ball is at the Minico 26-yard line. Beaver down 4. Late stages of the game. Fails. Quick hitter. Bobbled and nearly intercepted by Minico. Hot potato. Aiden Bradshaw bobbled it initially. And then, boy, Stockton Chandler has nearly had 2 picks tonight for Minico. Again, couldn't quite haul it in. So incomplete pass, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, they're just playing that kid game, hot potato out there.
It's real popular in Idaho, the Spud State.
Really? Just kidding.
Well, I mean, I didn't grow up here. We're going to have to ask Dallin Fryer on our camera. He grew up in Idaho. 2nd and 10. Handoff to Bentley Bradshaw. Nowhere to go, and what a tackle by Nick Gibson. Got a yard, and that's it. And again, they're going to have to hurry to the line here. That was actually Bodie Wheatley on that last carry. Clock continuing to roll. We're down to 1:50 to play. 2nd and long. Fails going to take off and run. He's got the 20, and a big collision as Fails runs into Nick Gibson at the 18-yard line. It's going to be close to the first down, maybe a yard shy, and Beaver is going to spend their 3rd and final timeout here with 1:41 to go. It was 3rd down and 9. They'll mark Fails down at the 19 for a 4th down and 3 play. So Fails got 6. And then, boy, Nick Gibson came in and laid the shoulder down on him at the end of the run. But here it is, Josh. 1:41 to go. Beaver out of timeouts, facing a 4th and 3, down 10, need a play to keep it alive. What do you call?
I think it's going to be
You're stumped.
I really am, because this is the game right here. This is going to be the game. You have no more timeouts. You have one play.
Look at this.
They're going for a field goal.
I like it.
I do like it, and they're going to have to try to get an onside kick. So first, they have to make this field goal.
They're kicking it from the 18. This is going to be a 35-yard field goal for Santiago Amezcua. Try and make it a single possession game. Amezcua from 35 yards, wide left. Minico stands defensively, and the celebration is on. That wind is pushing everything out to the left side, and boy, Amezcua from 35 yards out just wasn't quite there.
Man, that's unlucky. That really is. It's a big kick. That's a big kick for that kid. And the first person to meet him is his head coach. Gave him a hug and say, "It's okay. We'll grow from that one, and we'll work on it." But man, that's a big missed kick, and that's going to be the ball game right there, pretty much.
Yeah, that's a tough situation to put your kicker in, but Minico will come in and kneel it down and get on out of here with a 2-0 start to the season. For Beaver, meanwhile, the Beavers will drop to 0-3 on the young campaign. And this is a Beaver team that we talked about. They were pretty darn good last year. They went 11-2. They got all the way to the 2A championship where they lost to their league rival, San Juan, 34-21. So they lost once during the entire season. Their second loss didn't come until the championship. Now here in week 3, they already have more losses this season than they did all of last year. Man, they were close, but they're going to end up losing by 10 tonight, 24-14. The difference was both teams ran the ball really well. Both teams played pretty exceptional defense. Minico was able to get a little more in the passing game, and it just wasn't quite there for Beaver tonight. So final 40 seconds here. It's 3rd down. Minico will kneel down one more time. And now they'll go on over to the sideline and celebrate. The Spartans start the year 2-0. They become the first Idaho team to taste victory here at the 2022 Rocky Mountain Rumble as the final 20 seconds tick off the clock. We're going to have a spirited debate for our IdahoSports.com player of the game. We'll come back and tell you all about that and get you ready for our final game of the night between Skyline and Stansbury. It's all coming up on the IdahoSports.com postgame show right after this break as Minico wins it 24-14. You're watching Magic Valley Game Night and the 2022 Rocky Mountain Rumble on IdahoSports.com.
What is community? It's Friday Night Lights with laughter as post-game commentary. It's fun runs, fun rides. It's passing the boot for local heroes. And it's breaking ground for groundbreaking startups. This is what makes a community. And it's what makes a community bank. It's fertile financial resources turned back into local soil. Here's to people helping others thrive. This is community banking. D.L. Evans Bank, since 1904.
You can't make summer stand still, so make the most of every last second with a new Toyota at Toyota's National Sales Event.
During Toyota's National Sales Event, discover our wide variety of fuel-efficient electrified vehicles. Toyota, let's go places.
Some days, I choose the most difficult trail. I test my limits.
Taking the hard path isn't always easy, but I know it's the right way.
When I get done with my ride and I look back at what I've just accomplished, I feel amazing.
It takes courage and determination to do hard things.
But you can do them.
Quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
It can be a lot, trying to figure out how to make it. How to dream big and to wonder, what if? Because no matter where you are in life, if you don't know what's possible in Idaho, it's hard to keep asking, what if? Which is exactly why Next Steps Idaho was created, with everything from smart tools that help you figure out careers you might be suited for, to training and education options for you. So keep asking what if at nextsteps.idaho.gov.
Welcome into the IdahoSports.com post-game show. One final time from Bobcat Stadium, campus of Madison High School in Rexburg. Brandon Baney along with Josh McGauley. The Minico Spartans win 24-14 over the Beaver Beavers. Beaver drops to 0-3 on the year. Minico now 2-0 and looking pretty good. Definitely the favorite in the Great Basin Conference. And Josh just nods in agreement, so I'm going to take it that you agree with him.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I'm over here watching something else. Yes, absolutely. You know, Minico looked really good, and especially for them, not only I'm sure they don't care right now, but to be the first Idaho team to win in this little rumble, and for them to get that win to continue onward. They're going to be looking really good, and I'm looking forward to potentially seeing them in the playoffs this year.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch Minico as they win 24-14. They got a rushing touchdown from Carson Wayman to quarterback. The Japheth Bendelay ran it in for a touchdown. But our IdahoSports.com player of the game is going to go to a dual threat back.
Yeah, and that's going to be number 22, JT Garza. Yeah, what an impressive outing he had for himself. You know, he was 6 for 29 rushing, which is about 5 yards a carry. And then he did his most damage in the air in receptions. He had 5 catches for 120 yards. And 1 touchdown. That's 24 yards a catch. Sorry, that's a really good average for him. And Minico has found himself a weapon at the receiver spot.
Second week in a row that we've done a Minico game here on IdahoSports.com. Second week in a row that JT Garza is the IdahoSports.com player of the game. So congrats there. As Minico wins 24-14. Thank you for tuning in to Magic Valley Game Night presented by D.L. Evans Bank. Tonight's broadcast has also been brought to you by our major advertising partners, Project Filter, Valleywide Cooperative, the Idaho Transportation Department, the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare, Next Steps Idaho, and your local Toyota dealers. And big thanks to our local sponsors tonight as well, Josh.
Yeah, absolutely. Magic Valley Tires, Les Schwab, and also Brewster's Cheese.
So big thanks to our local sponsors. Without our great sponsors and advertisers, we wouldn't be able to do what we do, and that's bring you these high school broadcasts. Big thanks again to Shane Proctor, athletic director here at Madison. Bobcats great host for the 2022 Rocky Mountain Rumble as Minico defeats Beaver 24-14, the final, and JT Garza, our IdahoSports.com player of the game. Our final game tonight, the Skyline, well, you see it right there on the scoreboard. The Skyline Grizzlies, the Stansbury Stallions. If you like the letter S, the next game's for, if you like good football, the next game is for you. We will be back with that contest in about 45 minutes. Until then, thanks for tuning in. For Josh McGauley and Dallin Fryer, I'm Brandon Baney. Thanks for watching on IdahoSports.com.
This has been a presentation of IdahoSports.com GameStreams. This broadcast is copyrighted to